Hey gang, Chris Angel, coming at you again, right after, or I spent like 5 minutes after the last one just ended, but I was just having an exchange with an agent, real estate agent, about episode 37. So I want to, let's go outside together. Here, come on outside, let's go in here. The kid's about to come home, so we're gonna just come out here. So here's the deal, on content marketing for real estate. And now I'm gonna speak specifically to you real estate agents, because the rules are a little different for you. I could say for us, though I don't have my license anymore, but so much of my background has been real estate and the people I've coached, the real estate offices I've run, my own real estate practice back in the day. So let me just talk to you for a second about my entire take on content marketing for real estate agents. So if you followed my content for a while and you're a real estate agent, then you know, I'm all about relationship. Relationship is at the foundation of the real estate industry. People, guys, here's the thing. People don't always pick the best agent. They pick the agent they feel most comfortable with. Can we agree on that? Like, people don't always pick the best agent or even the most successful agent. They often pick the agent they're most comfortable with. Right? This is why people often get friends and family members as clients in real estate, because they know you, right? And they use you, and they you may have sold 5 houses in a year and they still use you, right? So let's unpack this a little bit, because and let me set a little more foundation, but you've got to get this in order to understand how to be consistent in real estate with your content. So again, the foundational principle of this is that relationship is how people choose to work with you. I believe that. It's not because they found you on the internet. It's not because they liked your website. It's not because you're the best agent in town. It's because they have a relationship with you and they feel safe with you. So if we can agree that the reason or the way that people choose to work with you is because of relationship, then now we've got a foundation to build on. So from there, the next thing I want to tell you is that the buying cycle in the real estate industry is unique. Other industries aren't wired that way, right? In real estate, people buy a house every 7 to 9 years, right? And because of that, they will sell a house every 7 to 9 years, most likely. So the time between when they buy from you, with you, is so long. It's so long. So for you to maintain relationship for 7 years, to me, now this is just to me, and maybe this is where marketing for the rest of us comes in, right? I, the consumer, I, the homeowner, there's my home, right? I, the homeowner, don't want to receive real estate information from you. I don't want to have the conversation between you and me for the next 7 years always be about you emailing me or posting on Facebook about real estate stuff. I don't find relationship in that. I get no value from that, because it's not on my radar to sell my house. I'm not looking to move. I'm not interested in your market real estate stats, right? I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is what's going on with you. What are you passionate about? What are you interested in? I am interested in in connecting with and doing life with people who have something important to say or some important work they're up to. Not real estate content. This is why, and maybe this is actually perfect, because this is marketing for the rest of us. If you don't get this piece of it, then it won't make, you wouldn't want to invest in this type of a strategy. You wouldn't invest your time, money, and energy to go this direction. But if you do believe that people choose their agent because of relationship, then the thing that's in your way, the reason you can't embrace this concept, is because you have too much, you've been conditioned by the real estate industry and all the people teaching in the real estate industry that this is what it's real estate marketing is supposed to look like, you talking about houses in real estate. It doesn't mean that you don't talk about real estate. It doesn't mean that you can't have a monthly segment where you talk about market statistics. It doesn't mean that you can't send out just listed, just sold postcards. It doesn't mean that you can't promote your open house on Facebook. It just means that it's not where relationship is built. I'm not interested in that. Hey, I'm not interested in that conversation. Hang on, sorry, the dog is like right here. You, quiet. I'm not interested in building a relationship through your Facebook page or your YouTube channel or consuming your podcast if your podcast is about real estate. Okay, so that being said, let's go this way. Now the dog's distracting. So that being said, again, foundation is relationship. People choose their agent based on relationship. From there, you have to have, listen, you have to have, you have to be present. You have to be consistent with your database. How many of you have ever had a past client ever work with a different agent? Like you sold them a house in the past and then you saw them somewhere and they're like, oh, guess what? We just bought another house. You're like, what? Why didn't you call me? Like, what happened? And they're like, oh, we forgot you were in real estate, or we didn't know you're in real estate anymore. Like, and this is what happens a lot of times with agents that are from like my tribe, our tribe. We don't want to actually do real estate content all the time. It doesn't feel authentic to us. We're like, I don't want to send an email to my database of clients and friends and family stuff about real estate all the time. That doesn't, it feels like I'm self-promoting, right? We also don't want to just write a random family newsletter because that feels sort of self-indulgent. We're like, why? I don't know. Why am I telling about my family? Like as if I'm assuming that they care, or I'm assuming that they just can't wait to read about what's new with my family. We do that because we don't know what else to say. How about, see, look, you doing a family newsletter, that has nothing to do with real estate, but we do it in the industry. Why? Because we were looking for something. We want to stay in touch. We also send handwritten notes, and the handwritten notes often don't say, hey, this is a handwritten note. You're really awesome. Now don't forget to think of me when you think of real estate, because that's self-promoting, but we still do handwritten notes. That has nothing to do with real estate. How many agents do you know, successful agents, do you know that do pie giveaways? Pie giveaways have nothing to do with real estate. Why do they give the pies away? Because it's a touch. They're connecting with their database. It's relationship. I co-host Michael Mayer's referral podcast, right? The Referrals Podcast. And his entire program is about events. Like most of his top clients, the top agents in Michael Mayer's program, in the 7L program, right? They do events. And the events have nothing to do with real estate. Yet they're some of the top agents in their cities. How is it that these agents are doing 5 to 6 events a year, killing it in real estate and doing it through events that have nothing to do with real estate? Why does that work for them? It's about relationship. In fact, it's what makes it even better is that it's about relationship, and the client knows that they're an agent, but they appreciate that they're not always like trying to do real estate marketing to them. They appreciate the authentic exchange, and that's why marketing for the rest of us are the ones in the world that want to have authentic exchanges. When you do that, people get it, and they're like, and you can drop into when you throw an event for your people, they know you're in real estate, or you can let them know that you're in real estate, but it's not the point of the event. So, with all of that foundation, everything I just said is a fact. You just have to look with your eyes at agents that are successful in markets that are doing business that way. There's Ellie. Hello, Ellie. That are doing business that way, and then realize that that is another option. You could do it the old-fashioned way, where you talk about real estate all the time, or you could realize that there are a lot of people not doing that, being very successful because they're very effective at creating relationship. And what I'm telling you now, let's bridge this to sort of what I do, my wheelhouse, right? What I'm telling you in content marketing as a real estate agent is that people are connected to you through your content, and the content is not about real estate. The content is about the things that turn you on. I keep listening to your show, or I'm proud of you for having a show, or I'm inspired that you started a show. And that when you email me every week or every month, depending on how often your show comes out, when you email me every week about your show, I'm fired up. I'm like, this guy is consistent. So let me give you an example. If you have a heart for young people and you wanted to mentor them, it is a four-wheeler going by my fence. That's fascinating. Don't see that every day. If you are have a heart and a passion for young people and you want to see the young people of the world sort of rise up in their work ethic, in their commitment, in their consciousness, in their heart for people, and you build a show around that to nurture young people, and then you send me that show because I'm in your database, you're like, hey guys, quick update, started a new show. My show is called such and such for young people. Here's the first episode. Here's what it's about. I'm like, wow, good for you. I may not watch that first episode, but then you send me the second episode. And you go, hey, here's the second episode. It's called this. I'm like, wow, they did it twice in a row, and I may not watch that one. And then the third one you send me, and I'm like, this guy's on fire. I got to check this out. So I watch it. I'm like, you know what? That is amazing. I love it. In the whole sea of real estate agents, you're the only one that I know of. And we all know multiple agents, don't we? You're the only agent I know of that doesn't keep coming at me with real estate stuff. You're the agent that comes at me with heartfelt conviction for humanity. My vote goes to you. My vote goes to you. This is how it works. Now, Pi days are effective in that they allow you to touch your clients, right? They give you another touch for your clients, and it creates connection. But how much more powerful that you have content on a weekly basis that isn't about putting pie in my face. It's about making a difference in the world. You win. Listen, if you win my heart, you win my business. If you don't believe that, then this perspective isn't for you. Then you won't get this. But if you do believe in your heart of hearts that you win my respect, you win my business. You win my heart, you win my business. Then this is for you. This kind of content is for you. And when you get past your limiting beliefs, when you get past the scared piece of like, yeah, but how is this going to bring in real estate business? When you get past that piece, and you embrace your life's work, you embrace the message that is in your soul to say, and you begin to realize that it creates business for you as fruit. It's fruit of your work. Real estate transactions will be fruit of that work. Because people want to work with people that have a conscience. People want to work with people that are in it for humanity. Well, what you're going to realize is that having a show, having content that speaks to the thing that's in your soul to say, is actually the best kind of marketing you ever could have stepped into, because it doesn't feel like work. You feel self-expressed. You feel on fire. That's how this works. That is how this works. So if you have questions about that, right? And the question, listen, I get the question, but what I want to know is, have I answered it for you, right? The main question I get when I teach this to people to real estate agents is, yeah, but if my show is about mentoring young kids, then how are they going to know I'm in real estate? Or how am I going to get real estate transactions out of that? Okay, well then I feel like I've answered that very clearly in this video. And if you still have the question, I would like to know more specifically how you see it wouldn't create real estate transactions for you. And now we can have that conversation. You tell me how it won't. How will it not? And if you can give me that, then we can have a dialogue. But otherwise, I think I've said it. And if you keep bumping up against it and you don't have why it won't, then really what it is a limiting belief for you. It's like you're scared to take the plunge into something that is uncommon. It is uncommon, guys. Do you know how common, do you know how insane real estate marketing is? Do you realize all agents look the same to everybody? This is why agents can run the risk of being replaced by technology, because the consumer, the homeowner, your friends and family don't know what make you any different than the next agent. When it comes to what you do as an agent, so your listing plan is that much better than your professional photographer is that much better than the other guy's professional photographer. You're going to put it on how many websites? That's not even relevant anymore, because IDX pushes your listings to all the platforms. You don't have anything to compete on for the most part. So if you realize that, by the way, do you realize that not many people interview a lot of agents? So if you're the first one to the table, you can get the business, right? I think the NAR statistic, what was like 74% of sellers interview one agent, 20% interview two agents, and like single digits interview a third agent. The game becomes getting to the table. And so how do you get to the table? Well, you got to get there way before they're ready to think about buying and selling. And so you need a content strategy that has them consuming you on a weekly basis for 7 years. And that's not real estate content, in my opinion. I wouldn't consume your real estate content for 7 years. I'm not interested in that. I'm not buying or selling right now. But if you had something that was passionate for me, if you are interested in mentoring young people, I'm a parent with a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. I'm interested in what you have to say about it. And as you win my heart as it relates to mentoring young people, you earn my vote as the agent I might ask to my table in 7 years when I'm ready to sell. But do you see the relationship is created in the content? And inside that relationship, there's an opening for you and me to have a conversation about real estate. But it's not the other way around. It's not you give me real estate content, and inside of that, there's an opening for relationship. No. You talk about something I want to consume. You earn yourself as a trusted content creator, a trusted friend, a trusted person about that topic. And now the opening happens for real estate. It's not the other way around. So I am interested in having this conversation with you if you're an agent, right? And there are two things I'm really good at, right? It's one thing I'm good at that helps you in two ways. Guys, what I'm good at is bringing clarity to your confusion. A lot of people are confused by marketing. There's so many voices out there about marketing, and I'm really good at have that make a lot of sense to you. And then it comes up to whether you believe it or not. Like you bump up against your limiting beliefs because you like what I have to say. You're like, I think I get it. I like it. I just don't know if I trust it. Right. Well, that's your limiting belief you're bumping up against, right? Because as I went through this whole thing, like you saw other things that I'm sure if you rewatch this, you're like, everything you said made sense. It all makes sense. And now I'm just nervous. I'm nervous. Right. Yeah, of course you're nervous because you're trying. This is not the way that everybody's doing it, right? But if you value relationship and authentic connection, right? I mean, then this is the way to go. So that's what I'm really good at, is creating, simplifying all the chaos in your mind about how to do marketing. Okay, I'm good at that. There's the two ways I help you in that. One is coaching, right? And one is in my marketing agency where we actually do the content marketing for you, right? Both, you could do one or both, one or the other or both. But either way, it starts with a conversation. If you are wanting to have more consistent marketing, more consistent income, you've got to solve that confusion. You've got to get visible. If you're not visible, you're up a creek, right? If you're not visible, if you're not being consistent with your people, you're up a creek. And so what you're solving for is a strategy, a way to be consistent. And what I found is that the way that I teach it, not only are people consistent, but people are fired up and consistent. And that energy, that fired up energy, is the thing that has you win people's hearts. Most of you aren't fired up about your market statistics or what you just listed and sold. Not really. Not like it makes a difference in the world. You might be excited for the house because it's a beautiful house, or excited for the commission, or excited for your buyer or seller's life plans. But once that transaction's over, so is that storyline. The storyline of mentoring young people, that is a forever conversation. So, if I can help you, either in coaching or a marketing agency where we actually help you create this type of content for your database so that you show up consistently with ease and it's fun and you're fired up, then you can private message me, you can reach out to me, we can do that. Or you can just go, if you're like hot and ready to go, you can go to mygroundswell.com, click the apply button and have a conversation with me. But guys, that's it. That's it. That's good. I'm glad we had this conversation because I've had it a lot, but I really want to address it here with like why this matters. So if you're in real estate, you want to learn more, private message me. Let's have a conversation. Until then, see ya.